Thank you everyone, and good morning. I am Mohit Aran. I'm the founder and CEO of a company called Cohesity, which aims to disrupt the area of secondary storage. Before Cohesity, I was the brains behind and the founder and CTO of Nutanix, where me and my team invented the concept of hyperconvergence. So that's a little bit of my background. Let's talk about Cohesity. So our mission is to redefine secondary storage, and I will talk about why secondary storage needs to be redefined and what is secondary storage. But a little bit about the company. Cohesity was founded in June 2013, so we are almost 3 years old now. We are funded by some of the strongest backers in the VC world. Sequoia is our lead investor, and Google Ventures and Excel are some of the other ones. And there are some other notable ones like Artis, Qualcomm, and so on and so forth. We are headquartered here in Santa Clara, and at this time we have more than 100 employees. So that's a little bit about us. And we have a great pipeline of customers. Some of them are very vocal about supporting us. Tribune Media is a big one. You'll see them across press articles talking about how they're building their data centers with Pure Storage as Tier 1 and Cohesity as Tier 2. And we have a great pipeline of other guys that are on there, and that's just a subset of logos that we already have, customers that are already trusting their secondary data on Cohesity. And so a lot of more exciting times coming. So let's talk about what we do and the motivation for that. So we liken the storage in a data center to an iceberg, where the tip of the iceberg is what we call primary storage. That's where we run our mission critical apps. That's where we have companies like my last company, Nutanix, Pure Storage, and so on and so forth. But the bulk of the data in a data center sits beneath the surface of water. And that's what we refer to as secondary storage. And it consists of everything non-mission critical, stuff like backups, stuff like the cloud, analytics, archiving, test and dev, file shares, everything that doesn't require strict SLAs, that's secondary storage. So that begs the question, what's the problem in secondary storage? Well, the first problem is that of fragmentation. Each one of those workflows is catered by different vendors. You go to one or multiple vendors to satisfy backups. You go to another vendor for test and dev, another one for file shares, and so on and so forth. So there is our customers are faced with using multiple UIs, juggling multiple licenses, and dealing with multiple vendors. So that's very bad for manageability. The second big problem is that this space is very inefficient. I think you will identify with the fact that most backups are used as no more than an insurance policy. We just buy those backup devices and we use them for peace of mind, nothing more. And whenever we need to use that data, we actually copy out that data into maybe a test and dev environment or maybe an analytics environment and then do stuff. So that's highly inefficient. It creates copies throughout the data center. IDC, which is a big analyst in Boston, it came out with a $44 billion tag worldwide that customers pay in maintaining those copies than they would if they didn't have copies, right? So hugely inefficient with all these silos. And the last big problem I want to talk about is that of dog data. Our customers have no insight into what's going on, how many copies they have, why is the data growing the way it is, whether the data even complies with their security policies. They don't have any such insight, and that's the problem of dark data. So these are the three big problems that we want to address, and here is our vision. Our vision is to build a web scale platform. That's what we've done, a Google-like scalable platform that can grow incrementally forever, and we take all the workflows I talked about in my last slide, and what we want to do is consolidate them on this platform, which results in what we call hyperconverged secondary storage. And that addresses all those problems I talked about: fragmentation, inefficiency, and dark data. Fragmentation is gone because there is just one platform. Inefficiency is gone because there are no copies. This platform is always being used. There are no silos where one silo is not being used, like backups, and other silos are being used at different times during the day. Dark data is gone because now that we've consolidated analytics on this, we can use those analytics to get some insights from the data on this platform, right? So that's our vision. Now let me show you this vision in action. So first, let's start with the legacy data center. This is primary storage. That's not what my company is about. This is where you run your mission critical apps. And here I've shown some physical servers, some virtual machines, and some databases running your mission critical stuff. The first thing let's introduce into the data center is a backup environment. So for doing backups, we have what are called media servers that run some backup software, and it writes to target storage that you buy from vendors, maybe like a data domain. And all this is managed through what is called a master server. And since these environments don't scale out, what you typically need to do to back up other environments like virtual machines, you have more media servers and more of those target storage appliances. And taking this further, you may have some more. So every time you run out of storage or you need to back up another environment, you have more of these guys. And all these guys also write to tapes. All these are bought from different vendors. But backups are only a subset of secondary storage. Let's see what else we may have. Well, we may have some non-mission critical file shares, and we may have some test and dev environments, and we may have some analytics environments. All those environments are keeping a copy of the data that also resides in the backup environment. And we may have public cloud is the next big thing, and so we may have a cloud gateway that's backing up to the public cloud. That's how complex legacy secondary storage is. So many vendors, so much inefficiency, and dark data. And we are hyper-converged, so I'm now going to show what we do in one slide for the lack of time. What we can do is we can consolidate all that storage into something very simple. Boom. That's hyper-converged secondary storage for you, where all the storage now sits on Cohesity. It gets hyper-converged. Copies are gone. And now this one platform can be used for doing all those workflows, backups, test and development, analytics, file shares. It can even act as the gateway to the cloud. That's what my company is trying to do, and that's what we are so excited about. So thank you so much, and a little bit more. So we are consolidating the secondary storage silos. We have a built infinitely scalable scale-out platform. We help you control your data assets, a single point of administration. All this is managed using a single pane of glass. We do in-place analytics to give insights into that dark data. And all this results in huge TCO savings. Our customers are realizing 85% savings in their total cost of ownership when it comes to secondary storage. And I think it's intuitive, because when you collapse all those silos, when you stop dealing with all those licensees and all those vendors, that's the savings you get. You get a massive simplification, and on top of that, you get seamless integration into the cloud. So thank you very much. That's Cohesity. So one platform with infinite possibilities.